The Galactic Council, a coalition of the most advanced civilizations in the known universe, convened for an emergency meeting. Representatives from various star systems, each with their unique physiology and technological marvels, gathered in the Grand Hall of the Council's space station. Xyloth, the Council's leader, called the meeting to order. "Esteemed members," he began, his telepathic voice resonating through the minds of all present, "we have made a startling discovery. Our long-range sensors have detected a new sentient species in a previously unexplored sector of the galaxy." Murmurs rippled through the hall as the council members processed this information. The discovery of a new species was rare, and the implications could be significant. Xyloth continued, "Initial scans suggest that this species, which calls itself human, is relatively primitive. They have only recently developed basic spaceflight capabilities and have not yet ventured beyond their own solar system." A holographic display appeared in the center of the hall, showcasing images of the human homeworld, Earth. The council members studied the blue and green planet, noting its diverse ecosystems and the sprawling cities that dotted its surface. "The question before us," Xyloth said, "is whether we should initiate contact with this species or avoid them altogether." Krax, an insectoid representative from the Zorgan Empire, spoke up. "I say we leave them be," he buzzed. "Primitive species can be unpredictable and potentially dangerous. We have seen it before with the Klaxons and the Voidlings. It is better to let them develop on their own, without our interference." Others nodded in agreement, but Lyra, a sleek android from the Cyberion Collective, raised a mechanical hand. "I disagree," she said, her metallic voice clear and precise. "While caution is warranted, we cannot ignore the potential benefits of contact. This species may have unique perspectives and ideas that could enrich our own civilizations." The debate continued, with council members presenting arguments for and against contact. Some cited the humans' rapid technological advancement as a cause for concern, while others pointed out that the council had a responsibility to guide and nurture younger civilizations. As the discussions grew more heated, Xyloth raised a hand, silencing the room. "We must not make this decision lightly," he said. "The fate of an entire species, and potentially the balance of power in the galaxy, hangs in the balance." He turned to Zara, the council's chief scientist. "Zara, what do our probability matrices suggest? What are the potential outcomes of contact versus non-contact?" "The question before us," Xyloth said, "is whether we should initiate contact with this species or avoid them altogether." Krax, an insectoid representative from the Zorgan Empire, spoke up. "I say we leave them be," he buzzed. "Primitive species can be unpredictable and potentially dangerous. We have seen it before with the Klaxons and the Voidlings. It is better to let them develop on their own, without our interference." Others nodded in agreement, but Lyra, a sleek android from the Cyberion Collective, raised a mechanical hand. "I disagree," she said, her metallic voice clear and precise. "While caution is warranted, we cannot ignore the potential benefits of contact. This species may have unique perspectives and ideas that could enrich our own civilizations." The debate continued, with council members presenting arguments for and against contact. Some cited the humans' rapid technological advancement as a cause for concern, while others pointed out that the council had a responsibility to guide and nurture younger civilizations. As the discussions grew more heated, Xyloth raised a hand, silencing the room. "We must not make this decision lightly," he said. "The fate of an entire species, and potentially the balance of power in the galaxy, hangs in the balance." He turned to Zara, the council's chief scientist. "Zara, what do our probability matrices suggest? What are the potential outcomes of contact versus non-contact?" Zara, a diminutive being with large, luminous eyes, consulted her data pad. "The outcomes are varied and uncertain," she said. "Contact could lead to a mutually beneficial exchange of knowledge and resources, or it could result in conflict and exploitation. Non-contact would allow the humans to develop independently, but it also risks them becoming a threat to the galactic community in the future." Xyloth sighed, the weight of the decision heavy on his shoulders. "We must gather more information before we can make a final determination," he said. I propose we send a covert observation team to study the humans more closely, to assess their capabilities and intentions. The council members murmured their assent, and Xyloth adjourned the meeting. As the representatives dispersed, each pondered the implications of this new species and the role they might play in the future of the galaxy. Little did they know that the humans were about to take matters into their own hands, setting into motion a chain of events that would change the course of galactic history forever. Commander Lyra Novak stood on the bridge of the UES Intrepid, her eyes fixed on the viewscreen displaying the vast expanse of space before her. The Intrepid, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel, had ventured further into uncharted territory than any human ship before it. Status report, Novak called out to her crew. All systems nominal, Commander, replied Lieutenant Ezra Patel, the ship's chief engineer. Warp drive is stable, and our shields are operating at full capacity. Novak nodded, satisfied with the report. The Intrepid's mission was one of peaceful exploration, seeking out new worlds and potential allies for humanity. As the ship cruised through the void, a sudden alert blared through the bridge. "Commander," exclaimed Ensign Mika Sato, the sensor operator. "I'm picking up a massive energy signature directly ahead. It's unlike anything we've ever seen before." Novak frowned, leaning forward in her chair. "Put it on screen." The view screen shifted, revealing a colossal structure floating in space. It was a space station, but one far larger and more advanced than anything humanity had ever constructed. Its gleaming hull was adorned with intricate patterns and glowing energy conduits, hinting at technology far beyond human understanding. "What is that?" whispered Lieutenant Patel, awe and trepidation in his voice. Novak's mind raced, considering the implications of this discovery. "Hail them," she ordered. "Let's see if we can make contact." The communications officer nodded, sending out a standard greeting on all frequencies. For a tense moment, there was only silence. Then, the view screen flickered, and an alien face appeared. The being was humanoid, but with striking differences. Its skin was a deep blue, and 4 luminous eyes stared back at the human crew. When it spoke, its voice was melodic and tinged with surprise. "Greetings," the alien said in perfect English, thanks to the Intrepid's universal translator. "I am Xyloth, leader of the Galactic Council. We did not expect to encounter your species so soon." Novak stood, straightening her uniform. "I am Commander Lyra Novak of the United Earthship Intrepid. We come in peace, seeking to learn about the wonders of the universe." Xyloth's eyes narrowed, appraising the human commander. "Your arrival here is unexpected and raises many questions. We must determine your intentions and whether your presence poses a threat to the galactic community." Novak's eyes widened at the mention of a galactic community. The idea that humanity was not alone in the universe had long been theorized, but to have it confirmed in such a manner was both thrilling and unnerving. "We assure you," Novak said, choosing her words carefully, "that our intentions are purely peaceful. We seek only to explore and to learn from the civilizations we encounter." Xyloth was silent for a moment, considering the human's words. "Very well," he said finally. "We will allow a small delegation from your ship to come aboard our station to discuss this matter further. But be warned, Commander, any sign of aggression or deceit will be met with swift consequences." Novak nodded, accepting the invitation and the warning. As the communication ended, she turned to her crew, determination etched on her face. "Prepare a diplomatic team," she ordered. "We have a historic opportunity before us, and we must not waste it." As the Intrepid's shuttle departed for the alien space station, Novak couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change the course of human history. Little did she know just how right she was. As the human diplomatic team, led by Commander Novak, explored the marvels of the Galactic Council's space station, an alarming report reached the Council's chambers. Xyloth, the Council leader, called an emergency meeting to address the crisis. "Our outpost on the planet Xanthus has been attacked," Xyloth announced, his voice grave. "The aggressors are the Krell, a warlike species that has long been a thorn in the side of the galactic community." The council members murmured in concern, well aware of the Krell's reputation for brutality and conquest. They had clashed with the council before, but never on this scale. Krax, the insectoid representative, clicked his mandibles in agitation. Our defenses on Xanthus are formidable. How could the Krell have overcome them so easily? Xyloth brought up a holographic display of the Krell's attack. The council watched in horror as the Krell's advanced warships tore through the outpost's shields and laid waste to its structures. The Krell appear to have developed a new weapon, Xyloth explained. A form of energy beam that can penetrate even our most advanced shielding technology. The council members exchanged worried glances. If the Krell could defeat the council's defenses so easily, no planet in the galaxy was safe. We must respond swiftly, declared Lyra, the android representative. We cannot allow the Krell to gain a foothold in our territory. Xyloth nodded in agreement. Our fleets are already mobilizing, but I fear that our usual tactics may not be enough against this new threat. As the council debated their options, Commander Novak stepped forward. The human had been observing the proceedings with a keen eye. If I may, she said, drawing the attention of the council. My species has a saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Perhaps we can work together to counter this Krell threat. The council members looked at Novak with a mix of surprise and skepticism. The humans were still an unknown quantity, and trusting them with the council's security was a risk. However, Xyloth saw the wisdom in Novak's words. The humans had already demonstrated their advanced technology and quick thinking. Perhaps they could provide a fresh perspective on the problem. Very well, Commander, Xyloth said. What do you propose? Novak brought up a display of the Krell's warships. Our scans of the Krell's weapons suggest that they are using a form of phased energy. If we can find a way to disrupt that phasing, we may be able to render their weapons inert. The council members murmured in interest. The humans' idea had merit, but developing such a countermeasure would take time and resources. We will need to act quickly, Novak continued. The longer we wait, the more entrenched the Krell will become. Xyloth considered the humans' proposal. It was a gamble, but one that could pay off tremendously if successful. The council will provide you with all the resources and support you need, Commander, Xyloth said. Work with our scientists and engineers to develop this countermeasure. The fate of the galaxy may rest on your success. Novak nodded, accepting the challenge. As she left the council chambers to begin her work, she couldn't shake the feeling that this was only the beginning of a much larger conflict. The Krell threat had brought the humans and the Galactic Council together, but would it be enough to save the galaxy from the onslaught to come? In the days following the Krell attack on Xanthus, Commander Novak and her team worked tirelessly alongside the Galactic Council's scientists to develop a countermeasure to the Krell's phased energy weapons. Time was of the essence, as reports of more Krell incursions poured in from across the galaxy. We're close, Novak said, poring over the schematics of the Krell's weapons. If we can generate a resonant frequency that disrupts the phasing, we should be able to neutralize their advantage. Dr. Zara, the Council's chief scientist, nodded in agreement. Your grasp of the technology is impressive, Commander. I must admit, I had my doubts about your species' capabilities, but you have proven me wrong. Novak smiled, appreciating the praise. We humans have a knack for thinking outside the box. It's what's kept us alive in a universe full of challenges. As the team finalized their design, a new report came in. The Krell had launched a massive offensive against a key Council stronghold. The Council's fleet was already on its way to engage the enemy, but without the countermeasure, their chances of victory were slim. We need to get this technology to the fleet immediately, Xyloth said, his voice urgent. Every moment we delay, more lives are lost. Novak stepped forward, a determined look in her eye. I have an idea, she said. The Intrepid is fast and maneuverable. We can use it to slip past the Krell's lines and deliver the countermeasure directly to the fleet. The council members exchanged uncertain glances. The plan was risky, but they were running out of options. Do it, Xyloth said finally. Take whatever resources you need. The fate of the galaxy is in your hands, Commander. Novak and her crew wasted no time. They loaded the countermeasure onto the Intrepid and set off for the battle raging at the Council stronghold. As they approached the Krell lines, the ship's advanced stealth technology allowed them to slip through undetected. On the bridge, Novak watched the battle unfold on the view screen. The Council's ships were taking heavy losses, their weapons ineffective against the Krell's phased energy beams. "Transmit the countermeasure to the fleet," Novak ordered. "Let's hope this works." Moments later, the tide of the battle began to turn. The Council's ships, now equipped with the resonant frequency disruptors, were able to penetrate the Krell's shields and strike at the heart of their fleet. The Krell, caught off guard by the sudden shift in the balance of power, began to retreat. Cheers erupted on the bridges of the Council's ships as they watched the enemy flee. On the Intrepid, Novak let out a sigh of relief. The plan had worked, and the Council's stronghold was safe. "Well done, Commander," came Xylotha's voice over the comm. "The Council is in your debt. Your ingenuity and bravery have saved countless lives today." Novak smiled, proud of her crew and the role they had played in the victory. "We're just glad we could help," she said. "Humanity is ready to stand with the Galactic Council against any threat." As the Intrepid returned to the Council's space station, Novak couldn't help but feel that this was only the beginning of a new era for humanity. They had proven themselves as valuable allies to the galactic community, and the future was full of possibilities. But even as they celebrated their victory, Novak knew that the Krell would not take this defeat lying down. The war was far from over, and humanity would need to be ready for whatever challenges lay ahead. In the aftermath of the decisive victory against the Krell, the Galactic Council convened a special session to honor the humans' contributions. Commander Novak and her crew stood before the assembled representatives, their uniforms adorned with newly bestowed medals of valor. Xyloth, the council leader, addressed the gathering. "Today, we recognize the bravery and ingenuity of our human allies," he said, his voice filled with gratitude. "Their actions have not only saved countless lives, but have also shown us the value of cooperation and unity in the face of adversity." The council members applauded, their varied appendages creating a cacophony of approval. Novak stepped forward, humbled by the recognition. "On behalf of humanity," she said, "I thank the Galactic Council for this honor. We came to the stars seeking knowledge and friendship, and we have found both in abundance." Xyloth smiled, his 4 eyes glinting with warmth. "In light of your contributions, the Council has reached a decision. We hereby invite humanity to join us as a full member of the galactic community, with all the rights and responsibilities that entails." Novak's eyes widened in surprise. This was more than she could have ever hoped for. "We accept," she said without hesitation. "Humanity is ready to take its place among the stars, and we pledge to work tirelessly for the betterment of all species." As the council chambers erupted in applause once more, Novak couldn't help but reflect on the journey that had brought them to this moment. The once primitive species from Earth had now become a key player in the galactic stage. In the months that followed, humanity's integration into the galactic community proceeded smoothly. Human scientists and engineers worked side by side with their alien counterparts, sharing knowledge and technology. The Intrepid became a symbol of exploration and cooperation, its crew a shining example of what could be achieved when species work together. On Earth, the news of humanity's place in the galaxy was met with a mix of excitement and trepidation. Some feared the changes that would come, but most embraced the opportunity to learn from and contribute to a larger universe. As Novak stood on the observation deck of the Council's space station, gazing out at the stars, she felt a sense of pride and purpose. Humanity had come so far, and there was still so much to discover. Beside her, Xyloth placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Your species has a bright future ahead of it," he said. "Together, we will face whatever challenges the universe may bring." Novak nodded, her eyes fixed on the infinite expanse before her. "We'll be ready," she said. Humanity has always been at its best when pushing the boundaries of what's possible. With the Council by our side, there's no limit to what we can achieve. As the stars twinkled in the vast emptiness of space, the alliance between humanity and the Galactic Council grew stronger, a beacon of hope and unity in a galaxy full of wonders and dangers alike. Years had passed since humanity joined the Galactic Council, and the alliance had grown stronger with each passing day. The once feared humans were now respected and valued members of the galactic community, their contributions to science, technology, and diplomacy celebrated across the stars. Commander Lyra Novak, now an admiral in the Galactic Fleet, stood on the bridge of the GFS Unity, a marvel of human-alien engineering. The ship, a testament to the collaboration between species, was the most advanced vessel in the fleet, equipped with cutting-edge technology from across the galaxy. Beside her stood Xyloth, the former council leader who now served as the Unity's ambassador. The years had been kind to him, his blue skin now tinged with a distinguished silver. "We've come a long way," Novak said, her gaze fixed on the view screen displaying the wonders of the universe. "When I think back to our first meeting, I never imagined we would be here, working side by side to protect the galaxy." Xyloth chuckled, his 4 eyes sparkling with amusement. "Indeed, Admiral. Your species has a way of surprising us all. It's been an honor to witness humanity's growth and contributions firsthand." Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden alert from the ship's sensors. Ensign Mika Sato, now a seasoned officer, looked up from her console with a frown. "Admiral, we're picking up a distress signal from the Andromeda Galaxy," she reported. "It's faint, but it appears to be a call for help from an unknown species." Novak and Xyloth exchanged a concerned glance. The Andromeda Galaxy was largely unexplored, and a distress signal from such a distant region was highly unusual. "Set a course," Novak ordered. "Whatever this threat is, we can't ignore a call for help." As the Unity navigated the vast distances between galaxies, the crew prepared for the unknown. They had faced countless challenges together, but something about this mission felt different. When they finally arrived at the source of the distress signal, they were greeted by a sight unlike any they had ever encountered. A massive, pulsating anomaly hung in space, its tendrils of energy lashing out at the surrounding stars. "By the creators," Xyloth whispered, his eyes wide with awe and fear. "What is that thing?" Novak shook her head, equally stunned. "I don't know, but we need to find out. Scan for any signs of life or technology." As the Unity sensors probed the anomaly, a chilling realization dawned on the crew. The anomaly was not just a threat to the unknown species that had sent the distress signal, it was a threat to the entire universe. "This changes everything," Novak said, her voice grave. "We need to alert the Council and gather our allies. This is bigger than anything we've faced before." Xyloth placed a reassuring hand on her shoulder. "We'll face it together, Admiral. Just as we always have." As the Unity raced back to Council space, Novak couldn't help but feel a sense of déjà vu. Once again, the galaxy was faced with an existential threat, and once again, humanity and its allies would rise to meet it. But this time, they were not alone. They had the strength of the Galactic Council behind them, and the bonds of friendship and trust that had been forged over years of cooperation. As the stars streaked past the view screen, Novak felt a renewed sense of purpose. Whatever challenges lay ahead, she knew that the future was bright. With humanity and the Galactic Council working together, there was no limit to what they could achieve. The story comes to a close with the Unity racing back to face this new, unknown threat. The stage is set for a grand adventure, with humanity and its alien allies poised to confront the greatest challenge they have ever faced. Together, they will face the future with courage, determination, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship that have been forged across the stars.